Let's continue with the self-assessment, making own income tax calculation. So assessment is made for the previous year. For example, assessment for the year 2019 is made on the year 2020. Deadline for submission of ITRF or tax payment for an individual who does not own a business is on 30th April, right? 30th April. While for an individual who owns a business, B form is 30th June. So if does not own a business, is BE form. Okay, is on the 30th April. So if own a business, is B form, is on the 30th June. There's a deadline for tax payment. So keep records. Okay, it's very important to keep records. All documents such as forms and original copy of receipts must be kept for 7 years. 7 years. Alright. So, and payment. Tax payment can be made in a lump sum, right? In a lump sum to the Inland Revenue Board, IRB, or through monthly tax deduction, PCB. Okay, from the salary statement, you can see there is a PCB. Now, who is actually collecting the tax? Of course, it will be Inland Revenue Board. Okay, is Lembaga Hasil Dalam Negeri in Bahasa Malaysia. Okay, now I would like to discuss another topic which is very, very important, which is evasion of the tax. What are the consequences, okay, for tax evasion? Okay, there is a penalty and there is a legal act. So failure to submit annual report, okay, failure to submit annual report, which is actually very important. If eligible for tax payment, the fine is 200 ringgit, Malaysia ringgit, up to 20,000, or imprisonment of not exceeding 6 months or both. Wow, this is no joke. You have to take note about this. Okay, this is actually Income Tax Act 1967, Act 53, Section 112, bracket 1. So we need to make sure we actually submit the annual report. Okay, annual report if we are eligible for tax payment. If not, the consequence is they can actually fine up to from 200 up to 20,000, or imprisonment not exceeding 6 months, or both. Can be both. Okay, make omission on any income in ITRF. Fine is 1,000 up to 10,000, and the penalty of 200% of the amount of tax which has been undercharged. So this is very serious. Alright, so this is also under Income Tax Act 1967, Act 53, Section 1131A. So it's a written law, so we need to be aware about this. Give incorrect information that affect income tax payable for own or other person. Fine will be 1,000 to up to 10,000, and the penalty will be 200% of the amount of the tax which has been undercharged. And this has been written law, Income Tax Act 1967, Act 53 1131B. Right, so let's be careful when it comes to tax payment. we need to be honest. Evade intentionally or assist other person to evade tax. Okay, fine will be 1,000 up to 20,000, or imprisonment of not exceeding 3 years or both, and penalty of 300% of the amount of tax which has been undercharged. So this is a very serious, because as you can see, the imprisonment of not exceeding 3 years or both, all right, and the penalty can be up to 20,000, which is very high. So it's written Income Tax Act 1967, Act 53, Section 1141, for those who evade intentionally or assist other person to evade tax. So this one is subject to change from time to time. Okay, subject to change from time to time. So please be aware that the consequences of tax evasion. So now we will actually discuss different type of the tax for the next lesson. Okay, we will discuss road tax. Okay, we'll discuss property tax, property assessment tax, and quit rent, and also for each tax we also will discuss the consequences, okay, if evasion of that tax, sales and service tax, and also we have a consequence of the tax evasion for each type of the tax. So we will continue for more discussion in the next video lesson. That's all for today's lesson. Bye bye and have a nice day.